What's up, everyone? This is FP Sticks bringing you some Voyager Cup battles here. If you like Go Battle League, if you like kind of the format where you can pick any Pokemon you want and bring it into battle, then you will absolutely love the Voyager Cup. So the Voyager Cup is next month's tournament series that is done through Sylph, which is an organization that hosts all of these really fun tournaments and global leaderboards for the most competitive battlers out there. So next month's cup is the Voyager Cup, which is essentially like Go Battle League, but in a Show 6 Pick 3 format. So with these Sylph tournaments, you pick a team of 6 Pokemon, and then every time you get matched up against your opponent, you're able to see their team of 6, and from that you can kind of decide what 3 Pokemon you're going to bring in. I love this so much because it takes out a lot of the random chance that is involved, like in Go Battle League, and you can actually kind of plan and strategize like the most solid team to bring against your opponent's line of 6. Personally, I kind of wish that Go Battle League would be a little bit like this, where maybe right before you start the match, you get like 30 seconds to look at your opponent's team of 6, and then from there you can kind of have an idea of what to bring in. This will still keep the matches moving at a fast pace, which I know a lot of people like to just kind of grind out the battles pretty quickly, but it'll take away the complete blind aspect of it. Which can be pretty frustrating at times. I know some of you guys like the blind aspect of it, so feel free to post your comments down there why you enjoy that. But with this Voyager Cup, the rules kind of work like this. You pick one Pokemon from Gen 1, one from Gen 2, one from Gen 3, one from Gen 4, and then you pick one Pokemon from Gens 5 through 8. And then for your 6th Pokemon slot, this is called the wild card slot, and you can pick any Pokemon other than the Pokemon that are on a list of restrictions, which are pretty much like the top meta Pokemon, like Azumarill, Registeel, all that stuff. So you can see my team, for example. My Gen 1 pick is Haunter. My Gen 2 pick is Azumarill. My Gen 3 pick is Registeel. My Gen 4 pick is Gallade. And then my 5th pick is Scrafty. And then my wild card pick is Meganium. So these are super fun because you're able to see your opponent's team of 6, and there's still a lot of variety of what you can pick in this cup. Most people for their Gen 2 spot are going to pick Azumarill, and for their Gen 3 spot are going to pick Registeel, because as we know, these are just literally the 2 best Pokemon in Great League, and they pair really nicely together, that core. And from there, your other 4 picks can kind of be things that help counter this core. So I really like Haunter. So I put it as my Gen 1 spot. My wild card pick of Meganium I think is really solid because Meganium, as we know, is very solid in Great League as well. It's going to really keep the Azumarills in check. You even have that Earthquake against the Registeel, so really great. I'm also using Scrafty to give me a little bit of resistance from the Psychic types like Hypno. A lot of people are going to be using Hypno. It's very flexible. It also gives me some Ghost resistance. And then I'm using Gallade because of that confusion damage. It's going to keep the Haunters and the Fighters, like the Toxicroaks, in check. A lot of people are going to be using Toxicroak for their Gen 4 pick. Definitely a solid option. And Gallade also has access to Leaf Blade, which will hit super effective on Azumarill, and has access to Close Combat, which just hits like a truck on anything it hits for neutral on, and can almost one-shot a Registeel. It's very impressive. So these are a lot of Voyager Cup battles against some of my patrons, so shout out to all these people. These battles are up against Dennis Mick 25. So Scrafty is one of the bulkier fighters. So I'm not going to shield up this first Hydro Cannon to see how much damage it does. Still does a lot of damage. Hydro Cannon is no joke. Scrafty has access to Power Up Punch, which boosts your attack, but hardly does any damage. Out comes Alolan Marowak. This is actually still really good for me. Even though my counter damage is resisted, this Foul Play, after it's been boosted, is going to hit for a lot of damage. I get the last shield there. And at this point, I'm looking at how much damage the Fire Spin is doing, and I think that I can get to another Foul Play. So I'm going to commit a shield here. but he has another bone club stored up. I'm going to commit my second shield because I know that this foul play is going to be enough to take out this Alolan Marowak. I know that he still has that Swampert in the back. So down goes the Alolan Marowak. Out comes that Swampert again. Just the 2 counters I got off did a lot of damage to that Swampert. I have Meganium that can totally soak up... I'll actually bring in Gallade, and then I immediately make a switch into Meganium, hopefully going to catch a Hydro Cannon. So it's actually an Earthquake. So this Meganium is running Hydro Cannon and Earthquake. That's a good thing to take note of. He has his own Meganium in the back, so this is going to be kind of sketchy. My Gallade has 1 Confusion's worth of energy stored in the back. It takes 3 Confusions to get to Leaf Blade. And I think 4 Confusions to get to close combat. I need to double check those sims. I really have not used Gallade that frequently, so it's definitely a very new pick for me. But Meganium Mirror Match, you definitely just want to go straight Frenzy Plant the entire time because both of these moves are resisted, and Frenzy Plant is a way better move than Earthquake. Out comes that Swampert, and I'm able to Vine Whip it down. Good game there. Awesome. Thanks for the battles there, Dennis Mc25. These next battles are up against lwinman. So he's rocking Poliwrath, Registeel, Zweilous, Empoleon, Azumarill, and Alolan Raichu. So I know that my Meganium is going to have a lot of positive matchups against this team. Really good against Poliwrath, against Empoleon, against Azumarill, against Alolan Raichu. It's still pretty decent. And it has Earthquake for Registeel. My Scrafty is also going to do pretty decent. It's going to do pretty good against that Zweilous, really good against the Registeel and the Empoleon and the Alolan Raichu. I actually have my Haunter on the Azumarill right now. I'm farming up a lot of energy. Gonna go for the Shadow Ball here. And it gets shielded. That's totally fine with me. I'm actually able to get to another Shadow Ball here because I overfarmed so much. This is enough to take out the Azumarill. He brings back in the Zweilous, which is a great response. Because of that dark typing, it resisted my ghost type attacks. Out comes my Registeel, and I'm just going to fully commit to farming this thing down. I'm anticipating this being a body slam. It is. I know Zweilous also has access to Dark Pulse, which is actually going to hit for a lot of damage. But at this point, I am fully committed to the farm down on this Zweilous. It was just another body slam. But I did commit my last shield, and in the back is their own Registeel. So I'm going to be able to throw a Focus Blast here and then hopefully even outpace his Registeel to another Focus Blast, but instead I just bring in Scrafty. I have a Power Up Punch loaded, and then these subsequent counters are going to be able to take down this Registeel. Good game there. Going with a Gallade lead, hoping to catch either the Poliwrath, the Azumarill would be alright. Let's kind of see how this plays out. The Volt Switch damage really hurts. And we both get to our charge moves at the same time. It looks like Alolan Raichu wins the CMP tie, so I'm going to shield this up. I kind of want to see how this matchup plays out. These are both very glassy Pokemon, and I'm pretty sure Alolan Raichu is going to beat me to the next charge move, so I switch into Scrafty. Even though my counter is resisted here, we get a little bit of lag. That's always obnoxious, but this is probably just going to be a Thunder Punch. The secondary move on Alolan Raichu, you could go with Wild Charge for a really heavy hitting move. You could go with Psychic. You could go with Grass Knot to one-shot some of those Mud Boys. So it's very flexible. I really wanted to counter down this Alolan Raichu, but I was very worried that they would get to another Thunder Punch. So able to take it out. Both shields are down, and I have a boosted Scrafty. Out comes the Azumarill. So I'm just going to go for the foul play here. I still have my Gallade, and I still have a shield. Foul play does hardly anything. I really want to get to this Leaf Blade, and I know that I'll win the CMP tie. Able to get to this Leaf Blade, but this only does about like 50% damage, like 45% damage on Azumarill. And then I'll shield up the Ice Beam, hopefully Confusion it down. Yep, able to do it. And in the back is Registeel. Let's see this close combat. It hits for a lot of damage. Boom. Does like 85% damage there, which is absolutely amazing. So when shields are down, Gallade can really be amazing when you have that energy advantage. Scrafty's going to come out and get one counter on that Registeel and take it down. Good game there. Going with an Azumarill lead. This is going to be good against the Zweilous. Decent against the Registeel. Really good against the Poliwrath. Really not good against the Alolan Raichu. But I love using Haunter as my switch-in. Especially if I know what's on their team and know that there's no like normal type there. That's going to kind of negate all the energy that I farm. Definitely going to shield up the Thunder Punch. Haunter is unbelievably glassy. Out comes the Zweilous. Not able to get to the Shadow Punch. That is okay. So I know that they still have the Alolan Raichu in the back. So my Meganium is going to do really well against that. Really, I only have to worry about if that Alolan Raichu is running Grass Knot or if it's running Psychic. And I still don't think we've seen that second charge move yet, so... Dark Pulse lands. Body Slam is the way to go here because it's neutral damage versus the Dark Pulse is resisted. Ice Beam only hits for super effective, not double super effective like on Altaria, but that actually allowed me to farm down one more bubble's worth, which is really great. Out comes their own Azumarill, so at this point I'm like, okay, I'm going to give all my shields to Meganium, and Meganium is going to win this matchup for me. I'm not going to shield this because I'm worried about the Ice Punch. I'm definitely more concerned about the Ice Punch on the Azumarill than these Thunder Punches on the Alolan Raichu. I get the last shield there. So at this point, I can shield and farm down. Oh, I actually let this Thunder Punch go through as well. So I farm down. I still have a shield. This is very favorable for me. I can shield up the Ice Beam, and I'll be able to get to 2 Frenzy Plants here. And take out that Azumarill. Good game there. Meganium is such a beast. I really feel like a lot of people are going to be using that as their wildcard pick. Thank you so much, lwinman, for the battles, and thank you for supporting the channel. These last couple of battles are against another patron, Vincey Winceyy. Thanks for supporting the channel. He is rocking a Hypno. Shadow Hypno at that. I think Shadow Hypno is amazing. The boosted damage to the Confusion is pretty much the main selling point right there. Alolan Muck is very interesting as well. Man, I really like his team. Hypno, Registeel, Gallade, Azumarill, Alolan Muck, and Charizard. Charizard is a very interesting pick. It's like an absolute hard counter to Registeel. You're going to resist both of those moves. As well as a complete wall to Meganium, which we know that Registeel and Meganium, a lot of people are going to be running that. But Charizard is pretty glassy, and definitely gets destroyed by Azumarill. But that Alolan Muck is very interesting too. I was able to take it out with my Scrafty, and I kept my Scrafty in, got some power-up punches. The Scrafty is pretty boosted now, so I know that it's going to be a threat to his Hypno. I really should bait with power-up punch here, but I go straight for the foul play. This is most likely going to draw a shield because he still has 2 shields, and that foul play definitely would have taken out the Hypno. I'm going to let this go. Scrafty did a lot of work. Shields are equalized here. If I bring in Haunter, that thing is going to get melted by the Confusion damage. So I bring in Azumarill. I can tank a Thunder Punch. That's all right. It does hit for super effective, but it really does not do that much damage. I really don't want to get hit by another Thunder Punch. He switches out. It's a Registeel in the back. I know that his Hypno still has some loaded energy, though, so I need to watch out for that. He shields the Hydro Pump. Great play. I'm definitely in Flash Cannon range. So I shield this up. I need to get this Hydro Pump off. I still have my Haunter in the back. But I need to get that Registeel into Shadow Punch range, and I need him to dump his energy into my Azumarill right here. I'm worried that he overfarmed a little bit. I still should be able to get to Shadow Punch, hopefully. Not able to do it. He overfarmed just enough. Really good play there. That was his win condition. Haunter gets one-shotted by a Flash Cannon. Good game. So going into a second game here. I lead Meganium. I catch the Registeel. When shields are up, this isn't really the best matchup. But I know that Meganium, my Meganium has good matchups against his Gallade. Now that I know that his Hypno is running Thunder Punch, it has a good matchup against that and has a good matchup against his Azumarill. So if he has those things in the back, I do need to kind of preserve this Meganium. I land the Earthquake and then immediately get out of here. I bring in my Scrafty. I'm really worried that this is a Focus Blast, but even if it's a Flash Cannon, I shield it up anyways. He brings out Gallade to meet Scrafty, and this Foul Play is actually going to hit for neutral, and it's going to hit for a lot of neutral damage. I could have possibly baited with Power Up Punch there, but I do need to look out for the close combat from Gallade. I know that's going to be coming soon, but I know that he doesn't have 2 close combats stacked. So I shield up that close combat. I should be able to counter down the Gallade, able to do it. A Alolan Muck in the back. I need to ramp up as much counter damage as possible on this. So I'm just going to go straight Power Up Punch. I know the Sludge Wave is going to be coming through, and it's probably going to be enough to take me out at this health. There's no sense in baiting. I would double resist Dark Pulse, so Sludge Wave is enough. There is still a Registeel in the back. I bring out Meganium. I need to get this Frenzy Plant off. Azumarill is going to get hit so hard by the Sludge Wave, but it won't be enough to one-shot me. This Alolan Muck is over-farming very well. Dark Pulse is just enough to take me out. I know the Sludge Wave's coming. I know it's coming, and I know the Registeel is in the back, but it's pretty low health. It might even be in Ice Beam range. Ouch. Sludge Wave hurts so bad. Sacrificial swap into the Registeel. What a play. What a play. And then my bubble gets registered, but not before this Dark Pulse comes through. I barely survive. The bubble damage gets registered. The Muck goes down. Incredibly close game. Really good game there. Going with a Scrafty lead. Hoping to catch. He really loves that Alolan Muck, so I need to keep Scrafty in this line. This is not what you want to see. Not a good matchup for Scrafty. Going to use my own Azumarill to switch in here. However, mine is currently not running the Play Rough moveset, so in the mirror match, it's definitely going to struggle. I get the Shield Bait on the Alolan Muck, which is really good for me. I really want to land this Hydro Pump, but I let this Sludge Wave go through. I knew it wasn't going to be enough to KO me. I lose the CMP right here. Unfortunate, but I have to shield this up because I really want this Hydro Pump to go through. I don't think he can snarl me down. So he lets the Hydro Pump go through, and then I'm able to bubble it down. I've regained control of this match. Really good for me. I need to make sure that my Scrafty doesn't get aligned up to his Azumarill. That's going to be pretty rough. Out comes the Azumarill. Just going to try to farm me down. If I can get a Hydro Pump off before I go down, that's really going to be good. Hydro Pump lands, does a decent amount of damage, but he now has a very loaded Azumarill. I have to bring in Registeel to soak up this damage. Really hoping that this was a bait. It was an Ice Beam bait, so I called the bluff there. I'm anticipating this to be a Hydro Pump, but I let it go through. I still don't know what's in the back. I'm throwing this Flash Cannon. This is not going to be enough to take out this Azumarill. And in the back is Hypno, so I blind swap into my Scrafty. Now, because this is a Shadow Hypno, it's going to be taking 20% more damage, so the foul play is really going to hurt. Going straight for the foul play here. I know I should be able to double foul play. I get the shield. I really need to land this next foul play. Able to do it, and I believe Scrafty would win the CMP tie with Hypno anyways. Pretty sure. Foul play's not enough to take out Hypno. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to bring in Registeel, the fast move, farm this thing down. I still have a shield. Able to get a little bit of energy. And then I'm going to be able to take out this Azumarill here. Very good games, Vincey Winceyy, and thank you for supporting the channel. If you guys want to support the channel and be on my friends list and train with me, head on over to my Patreon. The link will be down in the description. Definitely check out the Voyager Cup. If you want to find a tournament near you and sign up, head on over to sylph.gg. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.